So, how many of you are creating or have created or are interested in creating products? Okay, great. That's good to see. These are my people. These are the ones I want to talk to. Good, you're in the right place. So as you may know, I've created about 9,000 products. Not all of them sell very well. Overcome wedding stress, I think that sold one time. I think it should sell more. I've been married twice. But what you want to... So I think it was a guy who was in Saudi Arabia. He probably had like 6 wives. Like, I ain't stressed about it. So that's the one person who bought it. I should check on him, see how he's doing. So some of the products you create are going to be kind of, not so good, not so hot. We had a lady from Australia request a recording for Overcome Fear of Frogs, which I didn't know anyone was afraid of them because they're so cute and cuddly and stuff. I used to catch them as a kid in Florida in the canals. But this lady was afraid of them. We created a recording for that. Not only does it not sell, but there was a TV show called Chasers in Australia, the same country that requested the recording, that actually made fun of it, that actually parodied that. They made fun of some of the titles I have, and that was the one they picked on. I think it's from your country. So some of the things you make will not only not sell, but they may generate some ridicule, and that's okay. So that's a good song. And so we now have the soundtrack too. So what you want to realize is that not everything, and things will go wrong, and that's okay. You just roll with it. So not everything that you create is going to sell really well, but that doesn't matter because all you need are a few home runs. And for me, the home runs, and we'll go more into this in my 2-day program. But, or if you're not signed up for that, you can ask someone who is going, they can tell you a lot more. But what you want to realize is people want confidence, they want motivation, they want money, they want love. There are certain things they want. And James, you came to my class, and I did this like in 2011, I think it was. It was, yeah. And James was actually, I ran into James yesterday, and he's actually built a whole business around this exact concept that I'm talking to you about. He's got the mic that we'll talk about in a moment. He's got some software, and he's helping people make recordings and so forth and selling them. Is that going pretty well, James?
Yeah, it's doing great. I represent a company called Sharp that has a software program that really helps you do all your audio that's designed for hypnotherapists.
Okay, you're doing a talk here at 4:30 in this room, right?
Actually, I'm going to just go through a demo and try to make a whole recording while we're here this afternoon.
Oh, that would be fun. Okay. Is that 8 minutes? That's my first 8 minutes? Wow, I am flying. Good. Starbucks. I got the big one. They call it the tall one's small. I got whatever the big one is. So, Vente, yes. Something vented up. Thanks, James. So James is not only a living example of how you can do it, you just go for it and make it happen, but, and I don't get a cut of this, maybe we'll talk later, James, but at 4:30 he'll be talking, he's got a booth there, that's where I ran into him. So some of the stuff I'm talking about, it's going to sound theoretical, but people like James and Richard Nongard can put it into practical terms for you. So what are the types of products that you can create? Well, I see a lot of people focusing on physical products. Now, I think that was great up until the year, I don't know, 2000-ish, when it didn't make any sense anymore to me. So what I have done, though, is about 10% of the market I found still wants physical products. So we have a company we hire for that. And if you want information about that, I can get it from you. I don't remember the name offhand because I don't deal with them directly. But they about 750 of my CDs they still produce and send out. But the majority of the 9,000 recordings, a lot of them don't sell. And the ones that do, we prefer to do it by MP3 because it's quicker and easier, and that's where the most money is. There's no shipping, so you want to look into keeping your costs down. So the products you want to create are MP3s. You want to create PDFs, which are workbooks they can get, and you want to create, I'd say, MP4s or .movs, which are videos, so MP3 and MP4. Now you may think, oh my goodness, how am I going to learn all that? Well, I'll tell you what, if you go on Craigslist and find a 12-year-old in your city, they're going to do all that for you. And you pay them like, I don't know, $10 an hour or something like that, and they're very happy about it. maybe give them some credit for helping you. I'm telling you, you find a kid who wants to work, and they will do this stuff for you, and they know more than me, they know more than you, they know more than anyone who's over the age of 12 or whatever they are. I think they're actually about probably like 28 or so, but same thing. And so and by the way, anyone who wants to record this, you're welcome to. I don't mind, if you want to make a video of this or anything. Someone just popped in and took a quick picture there. So if you want to make a video or audio, I'm fine with that. So once you have these recordings, then you can start selling them. Now this is another big place where people get caught, they get stuck. They think, well, maybe my voice isn't right for this, or I don't know how to work the equipment. Is anyone stuck in, I want to record, but I'm not ready to yet? 1, 2, 3, 4, kind of 5-ish. Okay, maybe some who won't admit it, and that's cool. So, and the reason I started out with sharing my story about my alcoholism recording where I cussed and it got passed through somehow is that you just need to go for it. You just need to do these things. So you find someone, a young person in your area who knows how to do this stuff, you pay them a little bit of money, you sit down, you sketch out a day where you just bang these recordings out. And don't waste your time. Don't record Fear of Frogs and Overcome Wedding Stress. You want to make recordings on confidence, motivation, weight loss, stopping smoking, the things that people are always looking for clients for so they can build their practice, so they can work more. Well, you want to look for those things so you can build your arsenal of recordings so you can work less. So, and the reason some people ask me, why do you charge $25,000 an hour? When I was written up in Forbes, I charge $25,000 an hour. And people say, why do you charge that? It's because my time's worth a lot more than that. The hour that I spend with a client is probably, over my lifetime, worth closer to $1 million than $25,000 because they're taking me away from the studio. So we want to focus on things that make sense. We want to do things with our limited time we have on the earth that makes sense. One of the things that makes sense is to get paid as much as you can for everything that you do. And so when you're working with clients one-on-one, that's all you're going to get. Even if you charge $25,000, that's it. That hour is gone from your life, and you've gotten whatever you've gotten, and that's all you're ever going to get for that hour of your life. Whereas if you took that same hour with this 12-year-old or 28-year-old or whatever in your guest room or in your studio apartment or whatever you're in and sat down for a day with them and banged out the top recordings that I just told you to and then put them online, which we'll talk about soon, then you're going to make money for the rest of your life for that hour that you would have sold to someone for a few dollars. So that's, when you talk about products, that's the power of products. They pay dividends forever. So you want to make MP3s, you want to make MP4s, videos, or .movs, whatever's popular. This will change over time, of course. You want to make PDFs. If none of this makes any sense to you, doesn't matter. Put an ad on Craigslist, say, I need someone who understands what all this stuff means. And you will find 500 applicants the next day who will work for $20 an hour or less, probably maybe even closer to 10, depending on the town you live in. They'll do all this stuff for you, and they'll be happy.